Every single day in America, more than 1,000 seniors collapse or end up in the emergency room because they chose the wrong kind of exercise. But here's the good news: with just one simple change, you can avoid those dangers and actually feel stronger, healthier, and younger than you have in years. I'm Dr. William Carter, a geriatric physician with over 40 years of experience caring for older adults across the United States. I've seen heartbreaking emergencies, but I've also witnessed incredible recoveries when seniors discover the right way to move. One of my patients, Helen from Texas, was 81 when she came to me leaning on a cane, certain she was running out of time. Instead of pushing her body harder, we switched to gentle chair exercises and short indoor walks. 6 months later, she walked into my office standing tall without her cane and later sent me a photo, hiking a short trail with her grandchildren. Maybe you see yourself in Helen's story. Maybe you've wondered if pain and weakness are simply part of getting older. Let me assure you, they don't have to be. Stay with me through this video and you'll discover 6 exercises that secretly put American seniors at risk, and the 3 safe, powerful alternatives that protect your heart, your joints, and your independence. And before we begin, make sure to subscribe and press the like button. That way you won't miss the future videos where I'll share more proven, safe ways to stay active and healthy. Your story in the comments might be the encouragement another senior needs today. Together, we can build a community where aging means living stronger, not weaker. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would something as healthy as exercise suddenly turn dangerous after 70? Isn't moving always better than sitting still? That's a fair question. The truth is, it's not movement itself that's harmful. It's the way our bodies change with age that makes certain exercises risky. Let me explain it simply. When you were 30, your heart was like a powerful engine pumping almost 5 liters of blood every minute. By the time you hit 70, that same heart may only push 3 liters. If you try to push it too hard by running or climbing, it's like slamming the gas pedal on an old engine. Something can give out. Your blood vessels change too. In your younger years, they were wide and flexible, like smooth highways. But as we age, they stiffen and narrow. Plaque builds up, turning that open road into a crowded street. Every time you strain, blood flow slows and the chance of stroke or heart trouble goes up. And then there are the joints. The cartilage in your knees that once cushioned every step might now be thinner than a piece of paper. Imagine walking downhill or pounding the pavement with that kind of protection. It's like slamming fragile glass over and over again. Bones and muscles tell the same story. Bone density drops, especially in women after menopause, so even a small stumble can break something. Muscle shrinks and reflexes slow down. What used to be a quick recovery from a trip on the sidewalk can now mean a dangerous fall. So when my patients say, "Doctor, I used to do this exercise every day and I was fine," my answer is always the same: the body you have at 70 isn't the body you had at 40. Expecting it to perform the same way isn't just unrealistic, it can be dangerous. But here's the hopeful part. This doesn't mean you should stop exercising. Far from it. It means you need to choose the right kinds of movement. Exercises that keep you safe, protect your heart and joints, and still give you the strength to live fully. In the next part, I'll share the first of 6 common exercises that may sound healthy but could quietly be putting your life at risk. And I'll show you the safer alternative that can give you the benefits without the danger. Let's start with the first exercise that may surprise you: jogging and running. For years, people have believed it's the ultimate symbol of health. Lace up your sneakers, breathe in the fresh morning air, and run a mile. And yes, in your 30s or 40s, jogging can be one of the best things you do for your body. But after 70, the story changes. Here's why. Your heart just doesn't have the same reserve it once did. When you jog, your heart rate shoots up quickly. In your younger years, hitting 180 beats per minute might have been fine. But in your 70s, even pushing past 140 or 150 can be risky. Add narrowed arteries and weaker pumping power, and you've got the perfect storm for a heart attack or collapse. One of my patients, James from Phoenix, learned this the hard way. He was 74, a retired teacher, and every morning he ran 2 miles without fail. He thought, if I don't run, I'll lose my health. But one morning his chest tightened. He brushed it off as indigestion and kept running. Minutes later, he collapsed. Luckily, someone called 911 and doctors told him he'd had a mild heart attack. Now here's the hopeful part. James didn't stop exercising. He switched to indoor walking, 15 minutes at first, then slowly building to 30. He kept his pace steady and used a step counter, never letting his pulse climb too high. 6 months later, he came back to my office, stronger than ever. And he told me, Doctor, I don't miss jogging at all. I feel better and my wife isn't worried anymore. That's the key lesson. Movement is good, but it has to be the right kind of movement. For seniors, jogging puts too much strain on the heart, but gentle indoor walking at a steady rhythm of about 80 to 100 steps per minute gives you the same cardiovascular benefits without the danger. And since you're indoors, there's no risk of tripping on uneven ground or getting caught in bad weather. So if you've been jogging into your 70s, I urge trade it for safe walking. It may not sound as impressive as running a mile, but it will keep your heart safe, your body strong, and your family at peace. Next, we'll look at another exercise that feels healthy on the surface but can quietly damage your body. Hiking and climbing stairs. The second exercise that often surprises people is hiking and climbing stairs. On the surface, they sound perfectly healthy. Hiking gets you out into nature. Climbing stairs feels like an easy way to build strength, but once you're past 70, both can quietly take a toll on your body. Here's why. By this age, the protective cartilage in your knees is much thinner, sometimes less than a sheet of paper. Every step downhill on a trail or every climb up a staircase puts enormous pressure on those fragile joints. Going down a hill, your knees may carry 7 or 8 times your body weight. That constant pounding can wear down cartilage, cause tears, and lead to pain that just won't go away. And it's not only the knees. Hiking often means uneven ground and higher altitudes. With reduced lung capacity, oxygen runs out faster and your heart feels the strain. Stairs may look harmless, but a single slip can turn into a fall down several steps, leading to fractures that change your life in an instant. I think of Martha, a 77-year-old grandmother from Denver. She loved weekend hikes with her church group, but one day, halfway down a steep trail, she felt a sharp crack in her knee and fell. At the hospital, doctors told her she had torn cartilage and severe joint damage. She thought her active days were over. But instead of giving up, Martha switched to chair-based leg lifts and gentle indoor walking. Within months, her pain eased and she could walk around her neighborhood without fear. She told me, Doctor, I miss the mountains, but I don't miss the pain. Now I can play with my great-grandson without worrying about falling. That's the important lesson. Hiking and stairs may have been wonderful in your younger years, but now they ask too much of aging joints and balance. Safer alternatives like chair exercises will strengthen the same muscles without the danger of a fall. So if you've been pushing yourself on the trails or climbing long flights of stairs, consider this change. Your knees, your heart, and your balance will thank you. Next, we'll look at something that feels fun and youthful, energetic aerobics and dance classes. But even those can carry hidden dangers. The third activity on our list might sound joyful, even youthful, high-energy aerobics and dance classes. You've probably seen them at senior centers, sometimes called silver aerobics or senior dance fitness. On the surface, they look fun, safe, and social. But the truth is they can be risky once you're past 70. Why? Because aerobics usually means moving quickly to fast music. Jumping, twisting, turning. For younger people, a heart rate soaring to 170 or 180 beats per minute might be fine. But for seniors, even pushing past 140 or 150 can be dangerous. Sudden spikes in blood pressure, sometimes shooting above 200, can lead to dizziness, strokes, or even brain bleeds. And the scary part is, adrenaline hides the warning signs until it's too late. Let me share Anthony's story. He was 72, a retired bus driver in San Diego. He joined a senior aerobics class at his community center and loved the music, the energy, the laughter. But one day, during a jumping routine, he felt lightheaded and nearly collapsed. Paramedics told him later his blood pressure had spiked, dangerously high. Anthony admitted, "I thought keeping up with the class would make me younger. I didn't realize it was putting me at risk." The good news is Anthony didn't stop moving altogether. He switched to gentle stretching, simple arm and leg movements, while sitting or lying in bed. Slower, controlled exercises that still gave him rhythm and flow, but without the sudden spikes. After a few months, he told me he actually felt more energetic than before because his body wasn't fighting against itself. That's the key. Movement and music are wonderful for your spirit, but they need to be adapted for safety. Instead of high-impact aerobics, try slow stretches you can do from a chair or even in bed. Lift your arms gently to the beat of music, or extend your legs one at a time. It's safe, it boosts circulation, and it lifts your mood without the risk of a collapse. So remember, past 70, intensity can hurt more than it helps. But with safer alternatives, you can still enjoy the music, the movement, and the joy without putting your health in danger. Next, we'll look at another exercise that many older adults believe will keep them strong, heavy weight training. And I'll explain why lifting too much weight can actually put your health at serious risk. The fourth exercise on our list may surprise you because many people believe it's the best way to stay strong as we age: heavy weight training. At gyms across the country, I've seen older adults proudly lifting barbells or pushing heavy machines. And yes, strength training is important, but once you're past 70, lifting heavy weights can be far more dangerous than most people realize. Here's why. With age, muscles lose elasticity, making them more prone to tears. When you strain under a heavy load, your body reacts by spiking blood pressure, sometimes up to 250 or even 300 in just seconds. For an older heart, arteries, and brain, that sudden surge can be catastrophic. We're talking strokes, heart attacks, even ruptured blood vessels. I'll never forget Harold, a 79-year-old retired firefighter from Dallas. He prided himself on staying strong and still benched heavy weights at his gym. But one afternoon, as he strained under a barbell, he felt a sharp pain in his head and blurred vision. He ended up in the ER with a small brain bleed caused by that sudden spike in pressure. Thankfully, he survived, but his doctor warned him never to lift heavy again. The encouraging part is that Harold didn't have to give up strength training. He switched to safe alternatives, simple chair exercises, and resistance bands. Instead of pushing hundreds of pounds, he slowly lifted his arms overhead, extended his legs while seated, and used light bands for tension. And guess what? His muscles still grew stronger, his joints hurt less, and he felt more confident. He told me, "Doctor, I never thought something so simple could work better than all those heavy weights." That's the takeaway. Building strength after 70 is absolutely possible, but it has to be done wisely. Forget the heavy barbell. Instead, focus on controlled, low-resistance movements. They'll protect your heart, your joints, and still give you the strength to stay independent. Next, we'll look at another activity that feels fun and social: racket sports like tennis and badminton. But for seniors, they can carry hidden dangers you might not expect. The fifth exercise on our list might look fun, social, even elegant: racket sports like tennis and badminton. Many seniors love the idea of playing doubles with friends, staying active, laughing on the court. And yes, it feels lively and keeps your mind sharp. But after 70, these sports can hide real dangers. Here's why. Tennis and badminton demand quick bursts of speed, sudden pivots, and fast lunges. For younger players, it's just part of the game. But for seniors, weaker joints, slower reflexes, and reduced flexibility can turn a simple pivot into a torn ligament or a sudden reach into a ruptured tendon. Common injuries include Achilles tears, knee ligament damage, and painful shoulder injuries. Take Dorothy, a 75-year-old retired librarian from Florida. She played doubles twice a week, and it was the highlight of her week. But one afternoon, while reaching for a low shot, she felt a sudden snap in her ankle. She had torn her Achilles tendon. Surgery and recovery kept her off her feet for months. Dorothy later told me, "I never thought something so fun could put me in a wheelchair." But her story doesn't end there. With some guidance, she swapped the court for safer alternatives: gentle seated stretches, slow arm rotations, and light resistance band exercises. These simple moves work the same muscles she once used with her racket, but without the risk of sudden injuries. She told me she still feels in the game, just in a safer way. And that's the lesson. Tennis and badminton may look lighthearted, but for seniors, the unpredictable movements are the real danger. Safer alternatives can keep your arms, shoulders, and balance strong without risking a torn tendon or a dangerous fall. So if racket sports have been your go-to, think about adapting. You can keep the joy, the movement, even the rhythm, just in ways that protect your health. Next, we'll look at the sixth and final exercise. It's one that almost everyone assumes is the safest of all: swimming. But even in the water, there are hidden risks you need to know. The sixth and final exercise on our list might surprise you the most: swimming and aqua aerobics. For years, people have called water workouts the perfect senior exercise because they're gentle on the joints. And yes, the water does cushion your body, but even in the pool, hidden dangers can catch you off guard. Here's why. As we age, our body's ability to regulate temperature gets weaker. In a cool swimming pool, your body temperature can drop quickly. That sudden chill puts extreme stress on the heart and may trigger irregular rhythms, even cardiac arrest. And water pressure itself makes breathing harder. If your lungs are already weaker, even mild effort in the pool can leave you dizzy or gasping for air. I'll give you an example. George, a 78-year-old retired accountant from Miami, swam laps every morning. He thought it was the safest way to stay active without hurting his knees. But one day, just minutes into a chilly pool, he felt chest pain and struggled to breathe. Lifeguards pulled him out, and doctors later told him that the cold water had triggered a dangerous heart arrhythmia. He was lucky to survive, but George didn't stop exercising. Instead, he adapted. He began gentle stretches in bed each morning, moving his arms and legs slowly, almost like swimming motions. It boosted his circulation, kept his shoulders flexible, and gave him that same full-body feeling. He told me, "It feels like I'm swimming, but it's safer, warmer, and I don't have to worry." That's the key. Water workouts may sound safe, but the risks of cold shock, heart strain, and breathing trouble are very real. The good news is simple bed stretches or light indoor movements can give you the same benefits without the hidden dangers. So remember, staying active is essential, but staying safe is even more important. Next, we'll bring everything together. I'll summarize the 6 risky exercises we've talked about and show you the 3 safe alternatives every senior should practice daily. So let's take a moment to bring everything together. We've now covered 6 common exercises that might look healthy on the surface, but can actually put seniors at risk. Jogging and running, great when you were younger, but now they put too much strain on the heart. Hiking and climbing stairs, they build strength, but at this age they wear down fragile joints and challenge your balance. High-energy aerobics and dance, they feel fun, but sudden spikes in heart rate and blood pressure can be dangerous. Heavyweight training, it looks impressive, but those big loads can drive your blood pressure through the roof. Tennis and badminton, social and lively, but the quick twists and lunges often lead to torn ligaments or ruptured tendons. And finally, swimming and aqua aerobics, gentle on the joints, Yes, but the cold and the water pressure can stress your heart more than you realize. All six of these exercises may have been wonderful when you were 40 or 50. But once you're past 70, the same movement that once kept you fit can now become harmful. But here's the good news. You don't have to stop moving. You just need to move smarter. There are three safe alternatives I recommend to every senior who comes into my clinic. First, steady indoor walking. About 80 to 100 steps per minute for 20 to 30 minutes. It strengthens your heart, but without the strain. Second, chair exercises. Simple moves like seated leg lifts and arm raises. They build strength and circulation without the fear of falling. And third, gentle bed stretches. Lying down, slowly moving your arms and legs to keep flexibility and relax stiff muscles. These three exercises may not sound flashy, but they're practical, sustainable, and safe. They'll protect your heart, protect your joints, and keep you confident and independent. And in the final part of this video, I'll show you exactly how to put these into your daily routine, a simple step-by-step guide you can follow starting today. Now that you know the 6 exercises to avoid and the 3 safe alternatives, let's make this practical. Here's a simple daily routine you can start today. When you wake up, begin with 5 minutes of gentle stretching in bed. Roll your shoulders, extend your legs slowly, take deep breaths. After breakfast, spend 20 to 30 minutes walking indoors at a steady, comfortable pace. Remember, it's not about speed, it's about consistency. And in the afternoon, try 2 or 3 chair exercises like arm raises, leg lifts, or shoulder rolls. Small steps practiced daily will protect your heart, keep your joints moving, and lift your confidence. But information alone isn't enough. To really change your health, I want you to make 3 promises to yourself. First, promise to stop the 6 risky exercises. No matter how tempting they may feel, your life is too valuable to risk. Second, promise to practice the safe alternatives. Indoor walking, chair exercises, and bed stretches every single day. Even 10 or 15 minutes makes a difference. And third, promise to listen to your body. If you feel chest tightness, dizziness, or unusual pain, stop immediately. Rest, and if needed, seek help. Listening to your body is the most powerful form of protection you have. If you make these 3 promises, I believe you won't just add years to your life, you'll add life to your years. You'll walk with confidence, play with your grandchildren, and wake up each morning knowing you're caring for your future. And before we finish, I want to ask something from you. Please subscribe, press the like button, and share your story in the comments. Your experience, your struggles and victories could be exactly the encouragement another senior needs to take their first safe step. When you join this community, you're not just watching a video, you're building a circle of strength and hope for seniors everywhere. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay safe, stay active, and remember, aging isn't about doing more, it's about doing what's right for your body.